Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Brad, Lone Wolf, and today you're going to see me carry on the preparations for the road trip that I'm going to be taking in a couple of weeks. Now last week you saw me get a few things ready, cut down on some weight, stuff like that. Today I'm going to start packing, but it's not going to be the pack. That will have to wait until next Sunday, the day before I go. And I will be recording that, so you can see the trials and tribulations I go through. What you're going to see me put in the bag today, I'm just going to shove in. I'm not actually going to pack it properly. It's just so I know that it's there. So first things first, of course, we're going to need a rucksack. And in this case, as you all know, or many of you know, I have got a penchant for Osprey, and that's what I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using my Kestrel 68. So it's all open. Okay, so the tent, in this case, Wild Country Zephyros 1. It's going to go straight in there. I will be changing how that goes into the bag on the day I actually pack, but that's just going to sit in there for now, just so I know it's there. Paper documents are actually going to stay out to one side just for the moment. This, believe it or not, is actually a sleeping mat. It's an inflatable sleeping mat. There's pros and cons to it, as with everything. Pros is very, very, very comfortable. The con is that it's only just slightly wider than my body, but it weighs less than 400 grams. So that's going to go into the rucksack as well. So the next thing I'm going to show you, which is my sleeping bag. I'm going to move that out of the way. That's not actually the pack sack or the stuff sack. That is the storage sack. The reason it comes in the storage sack, and the reason you should never keep your sleeping bags in the compression sack, in the actual travel sack, is sleeping bags, regardless of whether they're down or synthetic. If you leave them in the stuff sack, they will actually start to lose their insulation properties. Down loses it a bit quicker, but on average, for every month you leave a sleeping bag in its stuff sack, it will lose anything up to 1 degree of insulation. So in this case, this sleeping bag here, it's actually a Mountain Hardwear Laminar 20. Or 20 degrees Fahrenheit. It's an American company, so that's 20 for 20 degrees Fahrenheit, or -7 Celsius. If I left it in the stuff sack, and the stuff sack on this thing is really small, in anything up to about a year, it won't be able to take me below the freezing point, which is why it's always left in a storage sack like this. Next week I'll be using it, putting it in its stuff sack, obviously, because I am going to be using it properly and it'll be coming out every single night. But for now, it is just going to stay like that. Obviously that's not going to go in the rucksack because there'll be no room left. Okay, so cooking equipment. Nice lightweight set for cooking with. However, I am going to take bits out of it because I don't need everything. This is actually a set for 2, so I don't need all of it in there. So I'm going to get rid of, let me see, I'll take the frying pan, I'll take the lid. Actually, I'm not going to take the frying pan. That can all stay behind. As I say, it's a pot. It's a set for 2. It's a set for 2, and I'm only going by myself, so there's no need to take everything. So I'll put that to one side. Now there's still space inside that pot, so I'm going to use the space wisely, as we all should do. and I'm going to use it as a separate container. So inside there, I'm going to take my cooker. Now this is the Spacelander style cooker, as I was showing you. Take my lighter. I'm going to take a flint striker as well, just as backup. And as backup to backup, I'm going to take the matches. Actually, I'm going to do something different with those matches. I'm going to put my penknife in there and my multi-tool. And if it will fit, I don't think it will fit, but it is plastic, so it'll bend round. I'll put my spork in there as well. And I've broken my spork. Never mind. That doesn't matter. I've now got a nice little spoon and a nice little fork. Doesn't matter. I'm not too bothered. They only cost a couple of quid to replace. So that's that all sorted out. And that, do you know what? I changed my mind again. Just to keep everything contained in there. Keep it in the bag. Keep it in the bag it came in. That way it won't fly out. It won't open and everything won't fly out all over the place. That goes in the rucksack. Like I say, I'm not packing it properly at the moment. I am just literally throwing stuff in there so that I know it's in there and ready to go. In with the stove. Obviously the stove's not going to run without gas. So there's my gas. Didn't put a mug in place for a very particular reason. I'll come around and show the camera this. Okay. A lot of you may have seen these Life Venture mugs. They are fantastic, thermally insulated mugs. Inside there, I've got some tea bags using the container space. Now, interesting fact for you, and it actually says it on the label, not that anybody reads it. Everybody thinks this little space here is somewhere to store a tea bag. Yes, you can, but that's not what it's actually for. This is a pressure release chamber. This being thermally efficient and actually technically a sealed thermal vessel, pressure on the inside will build up. Release that, pressure will release. If the pressure builds up too high, you can't actually undo the mug. So that's what that's actually there for. So, mug, again, just gets thrown in the rucksack, as does the gas. Moving on slightly to clothing. Now, this is clothing I'm not going to need just yet. Hat and gloves. In they go. Wash kit. You saw me actually prepare that last week. That goes in as well. Art supplies. They go in as well. This here is about 4 or 5 t-shirts in there. Again, I will sort them out properly next week. But for now, just so I know where they are, they're going in the rucksack. My other hat, that's my bush hat, goes in there as well. Don't intend to be driving all the time that I'm out. So I do need something to protect my bald head when I'm actually out and walking around. Yellow bag of electronics. You'll notice it's open. That's because a couple more things have got to go in there before I seal it properly. And in that goes as well. Okay, relevant documents and paperwork that I need. That's actually going to go on the outside, because I'm going to need them more or less straight away on the journey. So they will stay on the outside. Glasses case. I actually need to wear glasses when I'm driving, so otherwise I'm driving illegally. So that will go in the top flap of the rucksack. We're taking my little foldable day sack as well. That can go on the outside. That will be used when I'm actually journeying, I'll be putting things like paperwork and stuff like that in there, so I've got easy and ready access to it rather than having to dive through the rucksack. And then at the moment, last but by no means least, I'll be taking my road map. And again, that's going to be fairly important, so that will be going in the top pouch. That's probably where it will stay. Okay, anything else that I can think of? The only other thing that needs to go in there, just so I know where they are my waterproof bags. Again, you'll notice that they're open. I'm actually going to organise these properly. You'll notice that these are open. That is because they are not yet being used. So, they're all compressed into there. They now all go in the rucksack. Right. Still fairly lightweight for what it is. There are obviously other things to go in there, but it is fairly lightweight still. Yeah, I've certainly carried heavier in my time. Like I say, it's not packed properly. Don't intend to pack it properly until next Sunday because, well, I've still got clothes and things to put in there, and I'm going to be wearing the clothes that I intend to take. So next Sunday I'll be packing it properly, and I'll have a video of me actually doing that, and like I say, you'll see the trials and tribulations I go through for that. In the meantime, thank you very much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed it. I know it's a short video, but I hope you've enjoyed it. Got some idea of what I'm going to be taking. And thank you very much for joining me, and I shall see you next time. Bye for now.